Hi and welcome to the garden. Today I'm going to be planting some cornflower, and this is a variety called Black Ball. This cornflower is a really beautiful variety. I absolutely love it. It's been grown deliberately so that it can go into this border that you see. It's going to unite the entire scheme. It's going to make it look amazing and just be perfect. And that's what we want. We want perfection. And cornflowers are a really lovely plant. We've grown this from seed. Now, to be honest with you, we've both been growing cornflower since we were children, really, to be honest with you. So, you know, this is, it's not a new one on us, but this variety is a new one for us. And it is such a beautiful colour. Very, very gorgeous purple, very, very deep. That is so beautiful. We used to grow in the cornflowers that, you know, the standard ones that we all know of as being blue. But this one is so deep, and it's just going to look perfect in this scheme. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It really is. You can't beat it. Do you know what I mean? It's something that, and you know, we can all grow it as well. If you've got space to grow plants and you're interested in growing seeds and things, cornflower is a really great one to start off with as well. We've placed the plants already, so I've had a bit of help from Paul here. Place the plants on the border, and what I'm going to do is just get them into the ground. Now, they've been growing for quite a while in these pots, and they've been very happy in there, but they're ready to go out into the garden now. It's June. We need to get them in. I know I'm not dressed properly for gardening, but you know, needs must when you come in from work and you just want to get cracking and get outside and have a drink outside and enjoy doing a bit of gardening. So
these days you've got to savour these sunshiny days, even if it means in the evenings.
You have, because it's literally
rained all day, and luckily as we could both come home from work, it's actually, the sun's come out.
It's been awful, hasn't it? You know, earlier it was raining. It was just like,
at lunchtime it was blue sky, then we had a really, really heavy shower, and then the sun came back out again, then it clouded over again.
It's not been nice really, to be honest.
No, not at all.
Apart from now, it's brightened up and the sun's, you know, just happy being out. It's quite cool. I know I've rolled my sleeves up, that's because I don't want to get my white shirt dirty, but literally it is quite cool out, to be honest. It's not what you think of when you think of June, but there you go. I'm trying to be as careful as I possibly can, for simple reason. I am a bit haphazard sometimes, and there are a lot of other plants growing around here, including lots of offspring from the Stipa and Erysimums that's growing around there. So I really need to be, I've already got rid of one there, but this, they're tiny. I've got loads coming up there. So I need to be really careful. So what I'm going to do is maybe be bouncing in and out of the borders. So what I'll do is I'll sort of cross at strategic places. In fact, I will not. I will walk around. Ambulance going past there in the distance. Right, so I can get that one in here. Trying to be really careful, and that's not an easy thing for me to do, because I am quite, and to be honest with you, I've always been the same, quite clumsy in many ways. So that's good. It shows that anyone can do gardening, really. But this is a great plant, and it's something that, you know, as I say, cornflower is really, really easy to grow. And it's one of those that, like I say, as children we've grown this ourselves. So what I'm doing here is notice the congestion of the roots. The roots have been going round and round in the pot, and what I'm doing is just breaking some of the roots. I'm just teasing them away, and it will just give them a good start when they get into the ground.
They could have probably done with potting on a bit sooner into a larger container.
Right, is that what do you think that's what's the problem?
There's just that many jobs to do, you just get sidetracked with other things.
There's too many. There really is in the garden this size as well. There's too much to do. This is what we find, don't we?
Yeah.
It's having the time to do what needs to be done. I've just poked my finger on some holly there, so I'll get rid of that. Not what we need really.
But at least they're going in the ground now.
Exactly.
That's the main thing.
They're in the ground, they're doing the thing, and before you know it,
I was waiting for those flowers to start coming out.
Right.
That's why they've been left that long.
Ah.
But they could have been potted up in the meantime.
True. That is so true. And I just think that it's a perfect night to be out, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's
Do you know what I mean? Because we've got, it's brightened up.
And the soil's already nice and moist that these are going into.
Exactly. So it's not been like bone
a good
dry
thing.
for weeks, has it? Where,
No. Chance of be a fine thing.
It would, actually. It's been a real washout. I've noticed some of the plant centres and garden centres we've been going to, even in Wales. I remember someone saying the other week, it's been a real, it's been a washout, literally, and that is one way to describe it, a washout. It really is. Now, I've just moved that. I can't remember where I'd got it from. Give some advice. Was it there? I think it was there.
Yeah. Just be careful of.
Yeah, because there's some.
It's geranium.
Yeah, there's geranium going. We've got geranium Patricia there, flowering really well. That's doing fantastically. This will ultimately take over this space as well. If you left, the geranium Patricia is a great one to grow. She's a bit of a thug. She will take over, but that's good.
She's only small at the moment.
She's only small at the moment. She's great to go with. She's great to go with Brookside as well, isn't she?
Yes.
She's really a good one.
Probably when she gets to a full width, she'll probably be meeting the Brookside on either side.
True.
Can we do a Brookside on one side of it?
True.
And another Brookside on the other side.
What I'm going to do is stick this. So it's for our Aquilegia anyway, and that one's a variety called Black Barlow. That's coming up there. So that'll be Black Barlow when it does come up. Lovely Aquilegia. My thing's Aquilegia seed. I've got a thing about it. I just love it. Tiny black seeds. I've got a Stipa and Erysimums coming up in the path as well.
It goes everywhere, doesn't it?
It goes everywhere. Oh, it's
There's two on this side.
Two around that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back round. But I'm not going to climb over the border because that's the pigeons flying away, having the lunch, or evening meal I should say. Yeah, I just think it's one of those things I've tried to be very careful because crossing the border I am known to literally snap things, so I try and be really, really careful. Again, just tease those roots. Ah, it's a first for me. You notice, no gardening gloves.
Oh my God.
Normally wear,
that is a first for Andrew.
yeah, normally wear gardening
He
gloves.
always wears gardening gloves. Is it because you've forgotten?
It's only because I forgot,
Yeah,
that's why.
I thought
Otherwise
so.
I'd have them on.
Wouldn't have been deliberate, would it?
Not at all.
He's probably the only person who would garden in a white shirt.
Probably. That's true. That is true. It's going to have to go on a hot wash later, this, I'll tell you. I'm telling you. But,
If
yeah.
that was me, it'd be black by the time I'd finish.
I would. I'm not messy. I tend to be a very thinky gardener. I don't tend to make too much mess. Right, so another one here.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Great variety. Again, Stipa and Erysimums. So the offspring from this plant last year has come up all around. Some will need to be, we'll have to thin it out a bit for the simple reason Stipa and Erysimums will take over the border, literally. It'd be lovely. It's got another month to go yet before this really begins to do its thing, but when those flowers are out and it's just so frothy, that's the word to describe it, it's like froth, spilling out all over the garden, and it's a fantastic grass and a low growing grass as well. Great to have in the garden. Anyway, we're on about cornflower.
Yeah, stick to the task at hand.
So it's a task at hand. That's me all over. What I do is I go
Off on one?
yeah, very easily. Trust me, very easily. Right, now this bit there, just come across a piece of concrete, and that's why actually the borders are divided. There's a division there, division further along, and another division as well. So what I'm going to have to do is put it by the side of where we were planning. So maybe,
Forgot about that.
yeah, maybe there.
They are only thin, so at least.
Oh yeah, you can go right
just-
onto it.
you
I
can
can
just
butt against it there, that's good that.
It's my natural age by the side.
And sometimes we have to realise that there are going to be some fatalities sometimes, especially when I'm doing a task like this. I'll try my best, but there are always going to be some fatalities. Yeah, they're lovely. They're going to be lovely. They're a lovely colour as well. Because you could say, oh, I'm going to put lots more blue into the into this border. You know, you've got the geranium in there. It'll look great. More blues. No. that's nice, but what we've decided on is this gorgeous colour for cornflower. And
Deep
what a
purple.
colour it is. It's a deep purple. It's very, very deep. And our next one is there, I think. Wonder if I've got room for 2 in this bit. I think I might have room for 2.
Might have.
Yeah.
Can you fit another one in?
Yeah, bring another one in, if you can. Bring another one in.
We do have some more. Give you another tall one.
Thank you. I love my tallies. There you go. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it. What I'm going to do is, and I've hit another.
Oh, another.
Yeah, it's there. Look,
Oh, no.
you can see it there. So what I'm going to do is
Go on that
plant
side of it, yeah.
one there
Yeah.
in front,
And on the other side.
and then maybe here,
Yeah, that's it.
where the Stipa and Erysimums is trying to come through.
So we're planting these at the same level they were in the containers. And hopefully they won't need staking. Sometimes I do stake a bit too much in the garden, like soldiers.
Everything stands up like soldiers, whereas I'm a bit more free-flowing, easy. I like plants to do their own thing.
It's only
Paul
because
likes
the
them.
wind comes, like today, the wind can go and snap them.
Yeah, true. And you know what? At the end of the day, and when you're teasing plants out the pot, trying to do what I do and start pulling on things, best thing to do first is to do this. Just squeeze on the edge of the pot. Obviously, if it was a terracotta pot or something, you're not able to squeeze it because it's not going to move, is it? But plastic will move. Look at that. Also, we'll pull on some of these roots. See, now look, this is an example. This is ready to go into the garden.
That's pot bound, really.
That's pot bound. So really, we're pushing it. And the plants will start to suffer. If we leave them in pots like this, they're not going to thrive. They're going to end up dying on us. So
I love
yeah,
the wind and the sun that we do get sometimes. Often we get rain, but mostly if we do get some sun, these dry out really quick
they do.
because they are so pot bound.
That's true.
That's just my fault.
And the last thing we want really is for that to happen. That's doing really well. Liking the fact all the steepers coming through, we can collect a lot and put them in pots actually. Could do what we did when we was kids and just sell them. Or if we're still doing garden design,
Could grow them
we
on
could
for
grow them on
plants.
for plants for people's gardens.
Yeah.
Save money, business is business. Right, so let
There's
us,
just one near the rose there.
there's one more near the rose.
Squeeze that in.
Yes, Rose is Superstar.
Oh yeah,
Again, this one
beautiful.
has been in this garden since the mid 1960s, actually here in this garden.
It's
And
quite a nice scent, isn't it?
it's a nice scent, it's quite,
Do you not think it's very strong?
no, it's not very strong. On the scent stakes, it's probably a 5 really, 4 or 5, probably a 5.
I like it.
It's nice though, it's not something, I can't smell it from here. But the closer you get to it, you can smell it, especially on a sunny day as well, when it's warm. You're going to get more when it's warm really. You certainly do from this one. Yeah, so we're doing great, to be honest with you. Again, being careful not to snap it, get him stuck. And Geranium Brookside, this is Geranium Brookside by the way.
Beautiful blue, that isn't it?
Looks a really show-winning combination. If you get Geranium Patricia grown en masse, a few plants, and Geranium Brookside grown en masse, a few plants together, and not, with mixed with other things, that's a great combination. We've used that before. We had that in the garden at Stannington when we lived there, and that was.
And we've tried to recreate it slightly in this garden.
Tried to recreate it slightly. Never going to be the same, always different. Well, that's a good thing. Life shouldn't be the same. So have different chapters in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with all that soil there then. It's all disappeared. So yeah. look at
I've
that.
seen this kind of border being described as a coffin border.
Ah.
You know,
really?
because it's thin and it's long and it's that kind of size for like a
Well,
coffin's width.
true. I can see what
do
people
fit
are saying.
an awful lot in there.
But this used to be a standard border years and years ago. Where's the next one? Right, it's there. Years and years ago, when you look back, people used to have a lawn, so many of these semi-detached houses, you'd have like a lawn and then a border usually around the edge and lawn in the middle and another border around the edge, and that's how they all used to be. They're quite similar really. Although my great-grandma and great-great-grandma had lived in a house in round the corner from here. Both my Yeah, so my great-grandparents and my great-great-grandparents, and they both had cottage gardens in a little terrace backyard, literally, and they only ran the corner from
it.
it.
Did they, from the pictures that I've seen?
No, you didn't. In those gardens, they were just yards, but what they did was they turned them into cottage gardens, so literally all cottage garden favourites. You've seen that one of me in the garden when I was little, and literally
were they in borders or were they in pots?
They were borders. They were borders. And my great-grandma used to grow pelargoniums as well. She used to have them in the not lean-to, what did you call it? What's lean-to? She had them all in there.
Big fan of pelargoniums.
Yeah, she had, I remember when I was little, going there. She had the toilet though at the end of the garden, she didn't have an inside bathroom or anything like that. So. Yeah, different world.
What's that label there saying there?
This one is Ringium. Sabili. Is it Sabili? Big blue.
Oh.
Supposedly big blue. There is no Ringium there now.
Ah, it's been taken out, it's okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's over there.
So speaking of coffin borders and fatalities, this was we thought that this was one, but obviously it's not.
The Ringium was...
The Ringium was no longer
dead.
there.
Is
it in a pot somewhere?
It's in a pot over there.
Right, okay. Perfect. That's good. And we've got another one behind to plant in. I could possibly put some here.
Yeah, but be careful, there's thingy on that side.
What is that?
It's not really a border, it's stones underneath.
It is stones. So it has to be really careful. So probably better with some spreaders along there. This grass is Stipa and Erysimums, and this will cover over this bit eventually. So that will help a lot. I've got one here. I'm trying not to get my trousers dirty, although I have already done it. So these are going in the wash. So yeah, it's fantastic. Good stuff. And it's great just to have that contact with soil. So especially when you're coming from work as well, more of us should do this. Get out, you know, you're busy during the day, get yourselves out into the garden. It's the best place to be. It's easy to go in and sit in, because sometimes I do that. I get in and just sit down and I think, oh, I can't bother doing anything, and you know.
Well, we've just literally come home and got the dinner on.
Yeah.
And then thought, do you know what?
Do you know what? Go outside.
Shining.
You've only got...
Go outside and let's utilise the,
you know,
the dryness.
Think of how long our winters last for. When you think about it, when we have, I should say, not winters, bad weather. You're talking autumn, winter,
most of the spring.
Lots of spring. So think about it. We've got very limited time where you can just... I like to be outside in the garden in the rain, but I think really doing work in the garden, it's not always... There's always plenty to do if you've got an inside, so we can go in the summer house and stuff like that, or in the shed and do some work in there. But the fact is, it's not the best thing. If you're doing work and you're walking all over grass and you're damaging it, there's mud everywhere, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Because we used to maintain some of the gardens, didn't we, that we designed?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And it was literally one of those where, you know, we decide not to go to the gardens because you think, do you know what, we're just causing more damage than... So we designed the gardens, but some of them we were very protective over, so we'd make sure that we did all the upkeep. Whereas, you know, you realise that when in bad weather, you soon learn that you're just causing more damage, and it's frustrating. You want to get out there in the garden, you want to be doing what you want to do, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I love this border. I think it's going on great. I think there's still more things that we could add to it. I would love to add more of this cornflower, okay, to this area, but it's not really, nah, it's not. So if I dig the trowel in there, there's parts of it that are soil and parts of it that are not. That's just solid concrete, bits of rubble, bits of stone, and some of it is concrete from this cover here. So literally, it's not a good idea to do it. What I think the best thing to do is to quite simply just leave it as it is and just try and find fillers, try and things like the grass just to spill over the edges, and allow the erysimum or the perennial wallflower to just spread a little bit more, and hopefully that will mask this area. But I still think maybe we could get a few more into this border.
Will you show me the space? And
Well, I think we could get another one in here. What do you think? I'll say there, behind.
One that's not in flower yet.
So I think it seems a shame to have them, and to have them, look at this, in pots like that. They really need to get in. And that's the thing as well, if you make 2 plants, remember someone commented, I said if, you know, try to make as many, you know, not to make too many plants. And someone actually made a comment on a video and said, but you can give them to other people. And that's what we do, we give them away to other people. But obviously we're not going to make ridiculous amounts of plants, so that, because it's easy for things to get lost or to, you know, to die off literally. If you've not got time, you know, you miss the water in and things are getting too dry, and we never miss our water in, but do you know what I mean? It is easy to feel overwhelmed, especially for someone who's not been gardening for years, and to get overwhelmed and think, do you know what, I just can't be.
You can grow too many.
You can grow too many.
And it just becomes too much to manage.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I try to be restrained when I'm sowing seeds. It doesn't always work.
True. Well, you did, but I used to be the man of just sowing too many things. It's not worth it.
Whole packets worth in one go.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, to be honest. I think I need.
Then I'd be the one pricking them all out, wouldn't I?
Yes.
And potting them all up.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be doing that now. I'll tell you that for nothing. I believe make life easy for yourself.
Yeah.
Now I've got a ring here, I'm going to move it slightly up like that, okay? The plant will find his own way though. He will do his own thing. Okay, so I don't need to worry too much about that. Now what I'm thinking is, let's see if there's any more I can add. See, I think one could go in the front there and one maybe at the back here.
Wasn't there a thingy there? Wasn't there a crossing bar?
Ah, I did say there was a bar there, didn't I?
Just put your spade in, just put your trowel in, just
see if there's a bar there. Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
it's there. Look. So secretly we've disguised this. And we don't want to put them in lines as well, because that's not a good look. Having things in you know, perfectly neat little lines, that's not the greatest of looks, is it? I wonder if I could put one in here within the geranium.
I thought there was one in there already.
No. Oh, there is one there.
There's one there.
There is. He's hiding away. Right, so he's fine. So I'm going to step over the border, and I will say that that's pretty much it. I would like to add another one in here, but I've got one growing through to the euphorbia. So we'll have to see what happens. We might add a few more over time. We might not.
We've probably got maybe 4 or 5 left.
Right. Does seem a shame not to put them all in.
I don't think we can cram it though.
No. We'll find another space for them. They could go into the front garden.
The salvias are still just growing, so they're going to.
So salvias are coming up. We've got salvias coming up throughout the border.
And the geraniums are going to expand.
Those geraniums will just fill the entire space. I'm looking forward to this as well. Phlox paniculata. I talk about a lot of this on my garden tours. Phlox paniculata, spat summer, a great variety simply because it doesn't get ravaged by slugs and snails. It's absolutely. It's so strong.
Proof, isn't it?
It literally is. It's one of those that just comes up, and when that's out and it's giving you all the delicious scent that it provides, you just cannot beat it. And our Erysimum, or perennial wallflower, you'll probably see a lot of this in the garden centres, beautifully scented. On a hot day, that scent is just divine. Now, I'd say that is going to be it from us today. Would you agree with that?
Yep, I think we can't squeeze any more in other than that.
It's been nice to be with you together today in the garden rather than just one or the other speaking. It's been nice to have Paul with us today in the garden. Thank you so much for watching us. If you've got any comments, please drop them in the comments box below. Do you want to round up?
So we'll see you very soon on the next one, as usual. And in the meantime, please do take care. Please enjoy your garden. And if you do come home from work and you see that sun out, turn your tea off, turn your dinner off for the time being, and get outside and utilise
and enjoy
some of
this sunshine. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.